Yo, what's up with y'all, man? I hope you're doing good. If you're new and you're a fan of the NBA, subscribe to this channel. So let's get straight into it.
It's like it's Minute Maid, hijack 4, renegade, 24, number 8, Culver shit fade away. Ballin' since 11th grade, still in school, let them hate.
As the college season is coming to a close, that means that NBA draft season it's on its way. Now at this time, everybody, or at least most people, are paying attention to all the top dog names, like Zion Williamson, RJ Barrett, and Ja Morant, leaving all of the other quality players to be left with little to no attention to be showered with. And a lot of these prospects right here in the same situation, year in and out, end up sliding down the draft a little bit further than they actually should have. The perfect example for this was John Collins. The man was the 19th pick in the 2017 NBA draft, but is playing like he should have been a top 5 pick this year. A large chunk of those 18 teams who let him pass by are now kicking themselves. They're questioning why the hell they let him fall out of the palms of their hands. Today I am presenting you with 4 college players, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. Yeah, 4 college players who are slept on and deserve to go much higher than they are projected to go today. Just like John Collins, Donovan Mitchell, De'Aaron Fox, and etc. So you already know the drill. Go ahead, sit down, grab you some water, no soda, no juice, H2O, and sit back, relax, kick back, and indulge the vibe. Jarrett Culver. Who? Now, before some of you guys go ahead and be in the comments talking about, oh my god, Jarrett Culver top 5 pick, he shouldn't be. Look, chill out. Although Jarrett Culver is already projected to be a top 5 pick, I feel like he's being lowballed just a bit and should go a little higher because of what he brings to the game right now and what he has the potential to do a few years from now. Now, yes, Jarrett Culver is a year, 2 years older than his other peers, but that measly gap isn't anything that should come into light and prevent him from going any higher. The dude just turned 20 years old last month. The age gap is not huge at all, and I think that he has just as much potential as any other player in this draft, except for Zion Williamson, of course, because that man's a different animal. Now, as stated moments ago, Jarrett is pretty much a lock to be a top 5 pick. Because of the modern day Swiss Army knife he is on the court, there is not one flaw that can be picked apart from this prospect right here, other than his shot, which isn't even bad at all. The 6'6", really 6'7" wing plays with so much control and patience. He never seems to be frazzled, shaken up or rushed. The game comes to him with ease. He picks apart the defense, just like we pick apart the chicken wings that we eat. We rip it clean and with ease, and look up all the meat. But we don't do it aggressively. When we eat, we really take our time and tend to enjoy picking apart our food. That's exactly how Jarrett eats and feasts on competition on the court. When things get out of hand and the game seems out of control, once the ball is in his possession, it seems like all order is back in the store. Whether he's slithering through the defense left to right to get to the basket with his sneaky shiftiness and subtle explosiveness, or whether he's posting up, swing, or creating a play for someone else, he just gets the job done. If there was no such thing as a Zion Williamson, and if Jarrett Culver was to attend a much bigger school with more eyes around, like Kentucky or UNC or something of that nature, I promise you we would be having arguments about him being the potential #1 overall pick. Now, it won't be clear cut because Ja Morant is pretty nice, but it will be really close. Now, for the slow ones out there, because I know some of y'all are watching, and don't worry, because it's okay to be slow, because I am sometimes too. I am not here to bash Zion Williamson, Ja Morant, Cameron Reddish, or even RJ Barrett. I am here though to come at you watching right now with pure facts and reason. Now, straight up, like I said earlier, I don't think he's better than Zion Williamson, and he might not even be better than Ja Morant. To be honest, I feel like it's neck and neck between the two, but anyway, besides that, I feel like he is and has the potential to be immensely better than every other prospect here in the 2019 NBA draft. And yes, that does mean Zion's teammate RJ Barrett, the player who is widely regarded as the top 3 pick in the NBA draft. Now, I don't have anything against RJ Barrett. He's actually pretty nice, and I think that he has a higher ceiling and maybe even a higher one than Jarrett Culver, but that doesn't mean he is the better player nor pick. At first glance, if you take a look at these two stats side by side, they are relatively similar. RJ Barrett is averaging 23 points, 8 boards, 4 assists, and a block per game. Meanwhile, Culver is averaging 19 points, 6 boards, 4 assists, and a steal and a half per per game. RJ is putting up better stats, but only to the naked eye. Culver is the more efficient scorer, a better shooter, the better facilitator, and is less turnover prone. And he's been doing all of this on less minutes per game and 4 less shot attempts. RJ gets up 18 shots, meanwhile Culver gets up 14. Culver also has a better offensive and defensive rating than RJ as well. Now, I am not a stats guy for nothing. I kinda hate stats if I'm being real. You never hear me read off advanced stats or offensive, defensive rating, BPMI. Like, I don't like stats. I hate them because a lot of people use solely stats to determine how good a player actually is, and that's just not true whatsoever. But hey, you know what the saying goes, numbers do not lie, and they do tell some of the truth. Not all of it, but they do tell some of it. And the stats in this case do nothing but back up my argument furthermore. Culver hasn't beaten almost every category out there. The only reason why I think a few would say that RJ is better than Jarrett would be only because of the amount of media coverage that surrounds RJ compared to Culver. His skills and talents get a lot of attention because everybody wants to watch dude play. They pull in the real numbers compared to a dude that many haven't even heard of in their life, Jarrett Culver, who plays for a school named Texas Tech. I truly believe that Jarrett Culver deserves to be a top 3 pick at worst on NBA draft night. Of course, depending on the way the ping pong balls swing. Now, I know that I just made a really bold statement. It could very well end up biting me from the behind in just a few months from now. But I believe in this man to the fullest based on everything that he's displayed the entire year. Not only on the court, but you know, statistically as well. In 7, 8, 9 months from now, if Culver is killing it in the league in his rookie year and RJ Barrett struggles, I want you to come back to this clip so I can tell you I told you so. Brandon Clark is another player who could turn out to be sliding down a little further in the draft than he really should. Brandon Clark is a modern day forward trapped in the body of a small forward. His incredible defensive instincts is what sets him apart from most of the other prospects. Right behind Zion Williamson, he is the second best option as a power forward in this year's draft. He plays within the flow of the game and doesn't disrupt anything but his opponent's shot attempts. He's a 6'8", shot blocking, rim running, lob finishing defensive animal. He has a ferocious heart and can attribute to winning basketball day one, with of course the proper opportunity given. What definitely hurts his draft stock though is his age. Dude is as old as, or maybe even older than Devin Booker. He'll be a 22-year-old rookie. That sort of hurts his draft stock, since a lot of teams like to draft off of potential and ceiling. So if a team like, I don't know, the Minnesota Timberwolves have a chance to attain him a few years down the line, if he continues to develop and work on his three-point shot, which isn't an outlandish thing to say considering his free throw percentage growth, he could very well go down as a top 10 player from this year's draft. Now on to his teammate, the 6'8", 230 forward, Rui Hachimura. Now once Rui enters the NBA, he's gonna be a forward, but I only think that he can thrive depending on what team he is placed on. He's a great reliable post scorer with a beautiful looking mid-range jumper. What's really unique about him though is how capable of a player he is in transition, whether he is running towards the rim or actually the one forcing the issue with the ball in his hands. His body, height, weight, and mobility reminds me of Paul Millsap. They're like clones. Now hey, slow down. Their skill sets are completely opposite, day and night. But the physiques and the way, you know, they carry themselves and the way they walk, they're just alike. In the right situation, with the right opportunity and coaching, he's a player who can make a lot of teams regret passing up on him. Now there's one thing that I gotta say that's kind of like off the topic, but Rui for some wacky reason has been getting comparisons to that man Giannis Antetokounmpo. And I want to be the first, or if not the first, then one of the first, to say that that is total, complete, utter BS. If that man is getting comparisons to Giannis Antetokounmpo, then I should be getting comparisons to Gordon Hayward. I'm not though, because I'm black. Me and Gordon Hayward are nothing alike. I have nothing in common with that man, and so does Rui Hachimura and Giannis Antetokounmpo. They're nothing alike. I don't know if people are doing it for clicks or whatever, but it just gets on my nerves. Anyways, now that I'm done with that little rant, on to the last and final prospect on this video. In the mock draft video that I made a week, 2 weeks ago, check it out by the way, right here, it's a complete vibe. Tons of people, well, they're not really tons of people, but a handful of people were pissed at me because I did not mention that man Kobe White's name in my video. And they all put me in a really awkward spot. They were all pressing me at once because, I'm I'm not gonna lie, I was way too lazy and way too tired to add them on to the list. So this is the part where I repay you, or some of you. Kobe the 6'5" combo guard will be one of the best catch and shoot guards in the draft. And he's also gonna be one of the quickest as well. Now I still don't think he's a complete lock to be a top 10 pick just yet, but he for sure will be a lottery pick. It could very well end up being a top 3-4 guard at worst in this draft. Even a lot of other teams who could decide to pass up on him, like Charlotte, or even the Minnesota Timberwolves in shock. Now these are the 4 players that I feel like could make a lot of teams out there regret passing up on them. These are all the prospects who really caught and reeled me in with their play. Now there very well could be a few more slept on players in this draft. And I ask of you watching this very video right now to leave some of them down below in the comment section.
I hate this channel.
No! But this is the end of the video, man. I really do appreciate you for coming over here on my channel to check out what I have to talk about today. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with all your other friends. But like I said, this is the end of the video, man. I appreciate you, but until then, I'll get right with you.
No way, remember back when I couldn't get a play, no home, I ain't have a place to stay, I got to work, made it certain, free the way, told my girl who'd ever